Okay, so I got my fuel tank back in the truck. I have a removal video and an install video on this exact truck of the fuel tank. So if you want a detailed version, you can go check those out. I might put them in the end of the video. But anyway, I got the fuel tank back in, fuel lines back in. I didn't replace any of the fuel lines. I thought they were going to be rotted pretty bad, but actually they weren't that bad. So I reinstalled them, put some fluid film on some of the spots. A lot of times where they were rusty was the clips, and you know, I pried these out with screwdrivers and they didn't break or anything. So I think they're going to be fine right now. The main line looked really good, and the return line, which is the important ones, they all looked fine. So I just reinstalled them. Didn't paint the tank, but I did shoot some areas that like around here with the fluid film. The whole tank will be coated with fluid film once I get everything done here. I did get a new filler neck for this. I show you a picture of the old one, pretty bad, so I spent the 40 bucks I think it was for the new one. Had to transfer this over from the old neck. Just a couple bolts, small bolts, and they were pretty rusty, but they came right out, and I reused them. And you just kind of force them in there, and it kind of taps its own hole. They're not tapped or anything. So anyway, new filler necks on there. Feel a lot safer having a new filler neck. If that thing breaks open or a hole busts open and you fill in fuel, you could have a real mess on your hands. So it's been replaced. So I've got to reinstall my Driveshaft, and this thing should be a runner again. I'm gonna do that before I do the body work, because you know, if I can move it around a lot easier, I'm gonna be able to work a lot better. I got to get it away from the hoist here. I can't be here while I'm trying to do body work, like on the cab corner and stuff. So I got to pull it closer to the door, give myself some room to actually work. So I'm going to raise her up here. We'll reinstall the Driveshaft. The Driveshaft looked good too. Joints look good and everything, so it's just going to go back on. I'm going to torque the bolts, and this thing should fire up hopefully. Okay, so I like to take a wire wheel and clean up where the Driveshaft and the yokes and stuff go, just to clean it up a little bit. This truck's pretty crusty. Yours might not be this crusty, but I like to just clean them up to make sure everything goes back in smooth. And the seal, you're going to want to put a little bit of automatic transmission fluid on that before you slide it back in. I got mine plugged for obvious reasons. I was flinging dirt and rust everywhere. It's a good idea just to plug that hole when you do take it out. Also, another good idea, when you take your Driveshaft out and you put it somewhere, I just like to take a piece of towel, tape up the yoke there. Just keeps it from getting dirty and accidentally hit or nicked or something. Okay, so the Driveshaft is back in. One more thing, a good idea to do before you take the Driveshaft out is actually mark it so it goes back the way it came out, especially if you're not having any vibration problems or anything. It's best for that to go back the way it came out. I've not done that before and I haven't had issues, but it's just a good idea to do that, just so you don't have any problems. Also, those strap bolts, they have torque specs, so you want to do that so you get even holding pressure on those bolts. So This thing should be ready to go now. We'll get it dropped down, see if she fires up. Okay, I gotta put the fuel pump relay back in this thing because I took it out when I pulled the tank. Just so when I was turning the key on, I wasn't sending power back there. I was trying to get all the fuel out of the lines, or most of the fuel out of the lines. But we'll cycle the key a few times here. Get a fuel pump kick on. Sounds good. She's a runner again, guys. Right, buddy? So I might change the oil in this thing quick while it's between the hoist. I already put a new fuel filter in the line there. The other one wasn't that old, but figured I'd change it. Had the lines out anyway, but I guess, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.
Are you hungry?